Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to PDINA'. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for being here with Otis and me. We are so happy to be once again before you all. Thanks to everyone that signed up or that attended my live on Sunday. It was so nice speaking with everybody. And there's just so much to talk about, so much to vent about. And I don't know. I just get on a roll. And if you haven't had a chance to watch my live that I did on Sunday, please check it out. I feel like it was a really good conversation and things that needed to be talked about because we're looking at a disaster happening in real time with this couple. All right. Okay. Some really bad things are happening in Africa. Harry needs to do what he needs to do. There's just so much he needs to do and he's not doing it. And I'm going to talk about what he needs to do with his charity. Because they're really calling him out now. Like he needs to be thrown out. He needs to definitely find his way to work elsewhere. And I'm going to talk to you about why. Let's get into it. So this charity that Harry has strong ties to these rangers who are responsible for some horrific things that have been going on. And these abuses have been happening to the indigenous people in the Congo. There is a lot of you know what I'm talking about, and torture. According to this investigation that was pushed and revealed in the U.S. Mail on Sunday. Now, these abuses taking place in Adzala-Kakua National Park in the Republic Congo, which is managed by the African Parks. Harry is a member of the board of directors, a position which he was elevated to in 2023 after serving as the president of the organization for 6 years. He's now on the board of directors. Now, the investigation uncovered evidence of countless atrocities that have been committed by African Parks armed militia against the local Baka people. Now, the organization that has been known for years about these abuses taking place, but they have been continuing on. And I don't understand how, when you know there are abuses done by the people on your payroll, why you are not getting them off of your payroll, because these people are still employed. They know about these abuses, but they haven't done anything. So that leads me to suspect that perhaps they're still employed. These people, these horrible employees that are doing these things to these people, and it shouldn't be tolerated. It shouldn't be happening. One Baka man told the Mail on Sunday in Birel, African parks are killing us slowly. Quote, he says, we are suffering so much that we might as well be dead. I mean, think about that. Think about the lives of these people who are being affected by the employees that work for the organization that Harry is attached to. And this has been going on for a while and nothing has been done about it. Another one said, quote, the past was far better for us, and the reason is all down to African parks. They're calling them out. And a lot of the people were saying, well, why is Harry not here? Why is he not here? If he's attached himself to this organization, we're telling him that these things are happening. And Harry's response has always been so generic. It's an abomination. A Baka man, Moyabi Fulbert, quoted in the report, had this message for Prince Harry. I tell him to stop supporting African parks. He is a powerful man. He eats well and lives well. But we don't have anything now, and it's all because of African parks. So while Harry is frolicking in California, trying to get a job to make some money, He's in a position where he needs to be making choices to go see these people and to worry about what is happening to these people rather than trying to see how he can make his next dollar in America. The Baka and other hunter-gatherers who have lived in and cared for the Congo rainforest since have seen much of their land stolen and turned into national parks and other protected areas. They have also been pushed out, and they live in really dire conditions, landless, dependent on others, or it's been turned into tourist attractions. Like, people are making money. And I know when you get into these other countries where the government, they have their say to the things that are happening. But, you know, Harry being somebody who really wants to be this voice for change and to do the things that make him feel important, this is one of those things. And you have to almost ask yourself, well, then why is he not there? Why is he not making a move to create real change and to denounce African parks for the people that are working for them that are committing these atrocities? It really is sad how, you know, you get caught up in living your comfortable life and then you think, well, that's those people over there. And that's easy to happen for people who don't have the power to change it. But when you're someone like Harry, who has very much the power to do something, you would think as a leader, your presence would be to go there and to find a way to make amends for these horrible things that are happening to these people. It's like, how can you even live with yourself? How can you consciously live with yourself if you are not taking immediate action when you know you have the power to change it? You go and live in your comfortable life. Survival International Director Carolyn Pierce said, and I quote, African parks, along with other big conservation organizations like WWF, which I know says that takes these indigenous lands to turn it into a militarized parks or reserves, and then their guards attack people like the Baka just for trying to live their lives. Prince Harry can help stop this. He's in a position to do something. And you know, I think part of why, you know, you talk about everything that is happening with people like Harry and Meghan is because we can see in real time how they are trying to make themselves valuable here in America, trying to really give themselves credibility to be people to be reckoned with. But yet when real action is required, they're nowhere to be found when it doesn't directly benefit them. They could care less. And I put they in there because Meghan is a part of this with Harry. Because she put her foot all up in Invictus Games, hasn't she, to market and sell herself. But what about when it's time to go make yourself seen before the people who are suffering and hurting, and to hold those accountable who are working for the organization that you are on the board of directors for? I mean, that's your job as a board member. It stops with you. You need to be the one making the important decisions to have this no longer happening. And I don't understand, like, what's the government doing? How can this even be acceptable? But, you know, it just gets into, like, the weeds for me and all the different people who are supposed to be responsible. And we know that Harry can definitely be one to even get that ball rolling. And this is the thing about Harry specifically. It's easy to, you know, go be a part of something where all you got to do is show up, shake hands and smile and, you know, and just take the credit. But the real credit goes to the people like Harry's mother, who was able to go out there on the front lines, see the people and make a real difference. Not a superficial difference where you just get your picture taken and shake hands and, you know, go to the reception. No, this is when you really need to go make change, when you are in a position to have horrible things that are happening, when you can make them stop. Why is he not there? Quote, she goes on to say, we're calling on him to step down as director of African parks. He needs to distance himself from an organization that is complicit in evictions and the heinous abuse of indigenous people. Absolutely. But see, the thing with Harry is he wants the prestige to put on his resume, to put in his bio on the newsussex.com website, so he can have people look at him to be this person who is serving these important roles, but remaining false to the work that needs to be done. Like he doesn't even show himself able to even do that. I mean, really, give me something nice to say about Harry. You know, I could at least be saying now, at least he went to Africa and he's addressing this issue head on, and he's really going to help the people that are suffering because he is actually there. But what does he do? He sends a letter. Says more. The organization's funders must withdraw their funding until the Baka are allowed to return to the park and their land ownership rights are recognized. The abuses that the Mail on Sunday has uncovered are being repeated across Africa and Asia. This is not a one-off. The entire conservation model, as practiced by the big conservation organizations, is built on the theft of indigenous land and the dispossession of the people who are its rightful owners. Just as in the colonial era, it's time to decolonize conservation. And I mean, I can only sympathize with these people. And this is the thing that people, especially those journalists and reporters who know this is still happening, is to keep reporting on this, keep talking about it, and making Harry accountable. Making him go there or step down, but not sit back and be a member and collect all the accolades behind being on a board of directors when you're not even willing to do the work. Shame on Harry for this. Shame on him. Get your butt over to Africa and go do something.